Hello and welcome to Share Stitchery. I'm Catherine Harris, and today we're going to look at how to put together PDF patterns. So let's get to it. So to start, you are going to open up the PDF file onto your desktop here. And then when you go into your print selections, you can hit Control P or just the file menu. You're going to make sure that there is no scaling. So do not click fit or any of the other scaling options. You want it the actual size it is. Another thing to note is you don't want it double-sided because of course you need to put these pieces together. So after we've sent that to the printer, we can begin to cut them out and put them together. So to start, on the very first one, I cut out the one side and then I attach it together with tape, matching up all of the diamonds. So you'll notice that there is a diamond in all of the corners of the paper, as well as in the middle of the paper. So you want to make sure that when you're putting the tape on, you put it on through all of the areas you're going to cut. And so for this top row, I am just cutting off the left-hand side of the pages. And so you can see there, that is the middle diamond. I like to pin or tape that one first, and then going down. And so once again, the left side, and we're going to match that up. And I like to have a nice little tape dispenser. I find it's a lot easier than using the other Scotch tape where you can lose the ends. And so as long as you do things straight, you should be good. So for the next row, you're going to cut off the top portion. And so on the first page, you don't actually need to cut off anything, just the top side. And so we're going to match that up. And you can also notice that on this pattern here, we've got a scale. So you've got your inches as well as your centimeters, so that you can check with your ruler or tape measure to make sure that there was no scaling when you did print it out. And so you'll notice here, I cut off the wrong side. So instead of cutting off the left side, I cut off the right side. That is okay. I'm going to show you how you can fix that. So you just cut off the other side and you match it up how you normally would. And so I'm just taping along all of the edges. And so making sure, as I said, through all of the areas you're going to cut. So along those cut lines, I'm putting tape down through there. And so on this, what I am doing is I'm just cutting off the top edge. And then I'm going to slide it under because we don't have that overlap because I cut that side off. And I'm just matching it up the exact same way that I did before. And so as long as you're making sure that both the vertical and the horizontal lines are straight, you should be good. And just getting that tape in there. And then we just continue with that process, the top and left side, cutting that off and continuing to finish the row. I'm just going to speed this up for viewing's sake, just so you can see me finish this second row here. Now that we've got that row done, we're going to move on to the third row. And so you're going to follow the exact same formula. First one you put on, you just need to cut off the top piece, and then the second one will be the top and the left side of the paper. So you can continue to tape on the overlap. So once I'm done that, we've got our next row. And you just keep matching up all of the diamonds and taping them in place. So when we go to the last bit, now some of my patterns, you'll notice that this one here actually goes on the end. So you're making sure that you're matching things up. So with this, it'll have A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. and then B1, B2, B3. So this one was an E6. So it went all the way to the end. So now I am going to cut out all of the pieces along the pattern markings. And so this one includes seam allowances, so you don't have to add them on. There's some PDF patterns, I know Berta is one that doesn't include seam allowances. So when you do print it off, you need to remember to add in those seam allowances when you go to cut. Here I am doing the notches so that I can easily mark that on my fabric, and we've got it all cut out and ready to store. Well, now we've put together some PDF patterns. So the next time that you're thinking of purchasing a pattern, try considering purchasing the digital version. It is a little bit cheaper than getting the paper pattern, and it's kind of fun to be able to print out the pattern anytime you want and just cut it up without having to trace it onto tracing paper. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell notification down below. Until next time, makers, let's get our sewspiration on.